Hi, this is Jill from Ecouterre, and I'm here at the Afingo Fashion Forum at the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York City. I'm just about to head inside to moderate a panel on sustainability and philanthropy in fashion design. There's some really big names in this panel today, and I'm really excited to find out how this conversation is going to go.
My name is Jill Fehrenbacher. I'm the founder of an eco-fashion website called Ecouterre. It's solely dedicated to eco and ethical fashion. I've really kind of wanted to raise the conversation around why ethical and eco-fashion is an important thing to talk about, because I think a lot of people don't realize how important this issue is. So I think one of the first questions that I want to ask today is there value to the consumer today with the eco label?
I think it still is in consumers' mind an interesting aspect to be like, oh, if it's eco, I mean, I have a tendency to like look at it.
I don't know, I come from a completely different point of view. I don't think to sort of drive hard the image of eco clothing and that is necessarily going to be accepted by the whole. I think you just have to educate them with facts. And they kind of go to the fact, well, if there's pollution in the world, what is this made out of and how is that? You know, they start to come to it. And I think that's where we'll affect the most change.
It's kind of that, sort of word that people love to throw around, but in my opinion, it is the future. It has to become the future.
I know especially in ready-to-wear, in higher-end ready-to-wear, I think it's never a helpful thing to have, really.
We don't need to make money on the name green. We just have to do things that are beautiful and start just thinking about the ways we do things.
With so many brands making eco claims, do you think that the ethical and environmental apparel products would benefit from some sort of oversight?
My sort of dream for how clothing could be labeled is more along the lines of LEED, which has, gold, silver, platinum.
The problem is there is so many different ways you can do things that it kind of becomes overwhelming. And the reality is you're never going to do everything perfect because, it's like you said, this industry, you have to have the yarns here, they get shipped here, they get dyed over here, then they get milled over here, then they get turned into fabric over here, then they get shipped back to our factory. People lose sight of the fact that, okay, so if I do change this makes a huge impact.
A lot of people have talked about maybe making organic, like the organic label for food, for clothing, but I think because clothing is a much more complicated thing to produce and it has so many more moving parts and different places that it comes from, that would be a real challenge. So I think that something more along the lines of LEED certification or something that has a designation that's broken up into maybe a couple different parts, more and more companies will jump on the bandwagon as soon as there is some kind of certification.
It's not about sustainable fashion, it's just about the future of fashion. Because I think what's going to happen is we are being held accountable. And so whether it's through private people that care or it's our governments, but somehow we're going to have to be held accountable.
I believe the next step is really going beyond is helping build the infrastructure for designers to be able to plug and play and also go beyond kind of the traditional modes of what we were originally thinking about sustainable fashion, where it was just like materials, and you already see that in like manufacturers kind of looking beyond it, going into the dye stuffs, going into the whole life cycle approach.
Like you were saying, Robert, it's doable. You just have to commit to it from the beginning of the process, and then it becomes your norm.
They're going to have to start to up their ante on things that are going to not take away from the world but give back.